What the heck is going on here? Ah, I think my battery died. All right, let me Google a quick video on how to jumpstart my car or something.
Rev up your engine!
Oh, Scotty's got a video. Maybe he knows what's going on.
Today I'm going to show you how to properly jump start a car. But here's something very important to remember if you do that. Shut off the donor car before you try starting the car that doesn't start, because if you don't, you can have two alternators running against each other and burn out all kinds of electronics.
Oh, looks like I gotta call a friend. I need another car to jump it. Hopefully he has jumper cables too. Let's see. Hey, Tony. So what's wrong in Scotty's example? What is he telling us to do that we're not supposed to? Well, we have our basically dead car here, right? This one is the dead one. And the battery has obviously less than the 12.4 volts required to start the car. This means that either the battery is bad, the headlights are left on overnight, or there's some sort of parasitic drain. So there's some sort of parasite that's drawing current down from the 12.4 volts to, for example, 10.2 volts or so. So that's less than the required voltage to start. Then you have our donor car. The donor car will have a resting voltage of, wow, that's an interesting car. Will have a resting voltage of 12.6 volts when not running. This is the typically average voltage of a healthy battery. When the car is running and the alternator is spinning, and charging the battery, plus negative, then you'll have 14.5 volts. Basically, a running car has a resting charging rate or voltage of 13.5 to 14.5 volts. We connect the two batteries. So let's say we have battery number one, the dead one, that has less than, I don't know, 10 volts or whatever. So let's say 10.1 volts, so positive, negative. And then we have our donor battery. If we connect these two batteries together in parallel, because we go negative to negative and then positive to positive, not crossing over the wires like in this image, our average voltage may not be the 12.4 volts required to basically start the car and get the alternator to charge. That's why it's more important to have the car running with this alternator producing the 14.4 volts that'll supply the basically 12.4 volts minimum required to start the car. And this way, you also won't result with your donor car not starting because the dead battery is draining it down as well. You would think it's common sense that when you're jump starting your car, you make sure that the batteries are the same size. So obviously we can't use the teeny weeny battery in the Miata in order to start the BMW. But in the heat of the situation, you might think any battery is sufficient. No, looking at our BMW 335i, it has a huge battery. This is because it requires a lot of amps to get it started. And then our cute little adorable Miata has this tiny little battery. It doesn't require a lot to get it started because, you know, it's just a little baby. Always make sure that the battery is either the same size or similar size before trying to jumpstart your car. Another key factor is when jumpstarting your car, make sure the key is not in the... Another key factor, when starting your car is to make sure your key is not in the ignition. The thing we want to avoid is actually any modules being started up or any power drawing from the battery when not needed. This can actually cause you to fry certain modules, and that's the last thing we want when jump starting a car. To start, let's make sure our donor car starts and runs. Very nice! Now you're wondering, why the heck did I pull this car forward and this one's facing this way? Well, we want to make sure that the batteries are as close as possible to each other. In the Infiniti, the battery is right over here. And on the BMW, if we pop the hood right here, we can see that the positive and negative terminal is over here. So our placement between the two cars is as close as it can be. Now we're going to grab our jumper cables. Jumper cables. Tony, give me the jumper cables. Make sure that you're holding your jumper cables with neither of the positive or negative ends touching each other. It's typically a good idea to actually separate them as much as you can so they don't come in contact. The positive and the negative are the last two things that should be touching. Wait a sec. Always start with a negative terminal first, so negative to negative, and then we can grab our positive, ensuring these two are not touching, unplug the positive, and attach it here. You might ask, why are we connecting at the front? Well, this BMW has the battery in the back, so these points are made specifically for jump-starting the car and ease of access. Moving back to the donor car with the dead battery already connected, we want to start off with the negative terminal first, and then move to the positive. As soon as we connect, you can hear there's a little bit of a voltage drop and the engine starts running different. That's because this car is now charging this car's battery and it's charging this car's battery at the same time. Now you're ready to go ahead and attempt starting the car. Give it a few seconds as we do want it to charge up and it won't start right away. Started right up, as it should. Moving on to disconnecting, disconnect the donor car first. Make sure that they're nice and separated, and then we can remove them from the dead car. Also ensuring that they're nice and separated, and we're done. Make sure to have any static voltage put away before you put them away. You can get jumper cables just like these at partsavatar.ca. Don't forget, the easiest way to jumpstart your car is still using a jump starter kit. We have these great jump juice kits that allow you to jumpstart the car using just this little battery and this positive and negative terminal. We have a YouTube short showing you exactly how to do it, and it'll be linked right here. Hopefully you're never in a situation where you need to jumpstart a car, but in the case that you do, this video has you covered. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, Sparkies. Remember, Parts Avatar has got your back, so don't forget to subscribe to the Parts Avatar channel so you don't miss any of these exciting videos.